Students, welcome to Sunil's tutorial. I am Sunil Milwani and today we will be doing this chapter called as circulation in animals. Now, let's understand what is closed circulation. What do we understand by closed circulation? Now, when the blood flows from the heart in closed blood vessels without coming in contact with the body organs, then that is called as closed circulation, what we have in human being. It is observed in all vertebrates and Annelida, in the phylum Annelida. Closed circulation occurs through heart, blood vessels and capillaries. Heart is muscular and pulsatile, which pumps the blood into the large arteries. Arteries then divide and redivide to carry the oxygenated blood to different parts of the body. The arteries, on reaching the tissue, form arterial capillaries. The arterial capillaries surrounding the tissue unite to form vein capillary. Several vein capillaries then unite together to form veins, and then the veins carry the deoxygenated blood from the tissue to the heart to continue the circulation. So that's how the circulation takes place. From the heart to the arteries, from the arteries to the capillary, from the capillary to the tissue, from the tissue to the capillary veins, from the capillary veins to the veins, and from the veins back to the heart. Okay, let's write this down. When the blood flows from the heart to the closed vessel, to the closed vessels without coming in contact with the body organs, it is called as closed circulation. Fine. Now, it is observed, closed circulation is observed in Annelida, and vertebrates. Right? The closed circulation occurs through heart, blood vessels and capillaries. Fine. The heart is muscular and pulsatile, which pumps the blood into the large arteries. Large arteries. Right? Arteries divide and redivide to carry the oxygenated blood to different parts of the body. Arteries divide and redivide to carry oxygenated blood to the different parts of the body. Different parts of the body. right? Arteries on reaching the tissue form arterial capillaries. On reaching the tissue form arterial capillaries. Right? Arterial capillaries surrounding the tissue unite. Arterial capillaries surrounding the tissue unite to form vein capillaries. Right? Several vein capillaries unite together to form veins. Unite together to form veins. Right? I can say veins carry deoxygenated blood. Veins carry deoxygenated blood from tissues to the heart. Tissues to heart and to continue the circulation. Continue the circulation. So that is how circulation takes place in the case of closed circulation. Next, let us see what do we understand by open circulation. What is open circulation? It is a circulation of body fluids which does not flow through the blood vessels but only flows through open spaces called as sinuses. Open spaces called sinuses known as hemiocoles, right? In such case the blood is called as hemiolymph. Hemiolymph is in direct contact with the body cells. Blood vessels are short and open into the sinuses. Hemiolymph flows from the heart to small arteries, then to sinuses, from where the hemiolymph returns back to the heart. Now this kind of circulation is observed in the phylum Mollusca and Arthropoda. Right? Let's write this, then I'll show you a diagram of open circulation. First just let's write the theory part of it. It is a circulation of body fluids. It is a circulation of body fluids in which blood does not flow, through blood vessels. Blood does not flow through blood vessels only, but flows through open spaces. Called sinuses. Known as hemiocoles. Right? In such cases, blood is called as hemolymph. In such cases, blood is called as hemolymph. Fine. Hemolymph is in direct contact with body cells. Hemolymph is in direct contact with the body cells. Fine. Blood vessels are short and open into the sinuses. Blood vessels are short and open into the sinuses. Right? Hemolymph flows from heart to small arteries then to sinuses, from where the hemolymph returns back to heart. Hemolymph returns back to heart. Fine. Now this kind of circulation, it is observed in phylum Arthropoda and mollusca. Right? Now let's show you a diagram of open circulation. Let's see the circulation, open circulation in cockroach. Okay, this is the circulatory system of cockroach. Let's try to understand this. In cockroach, the blood circulation is of open type. Circulatory system as consists of heart, aorta, and hemolymph and sinuses. So there are 4 parts to the circulatory system. I'll come to each one of them in detail. It is made up of heart, aorta, hemolymph and sinuses. Now let's see the heart. Here you have the heart. This is the heart. You have a 13-chambered heart. The heart of the cockroach is present mid-dorsally in the pericardial sinus. This upper part is called as the pericardial sinus. It is mid-dorsally present in the pericardial sinus. It is pulsatile, tubular, as you can see it is in the form of tubes, and consists of 13 inverted funnel shaped chambers with openings called as ostia. Each chamber has an opening which is called as ostia. It extends from the thorax to the last abdomen. Fine. The first chamber leads to the aorta. This is the first chamber, it's leading to aorta in the head region. The heart is neurogenic as it is stimulated by nerves, right? Here it is stimulated by nerves and therefore it is neurogenic. The second thing that you need to understand about the circulatory system, I said that the circulatory system is made up of heart, aorta and hemiolymph and sinuses. Let's try to understand sinuses first. Now what is sinus? As I already explained to you in the open circulatory system, sinuses are nothing but open spaces in which blood or hemiolymph flows freely, right? There are three main sinuses. They are formed by dorsal and ventral diaphragm. Here is the dorsal diaphragm, here is the ventral diaphragm. The dorsal and the ventral diaphragm divide the body of the heart, the body of the cockroach into three chambers, right? So there are three main sinuses. They are formed by the dorsal and the ventral diaphragm with microscopic pores through which the hemiolymph is transported from one to the next. So you have these microscopic pores and that's how hemiolymph is transported from one to the next one, from one sinus to the next sinus. Now the three sinuses that we have, the three hollow empty spaces that we have, or three hollow open spaces that we have. First is the pericardial sinus, right, which is dorsal with the heart. Then you have the perivisceral sinus, which is in the middle with the alimentary canal, and then you have the perineural sinus, which has the ventral nerve cord, right? Now, so how does circulation of hemiolymph take place in cockroach? It all starts with now we know that the tubular heart is pulsatile. Now, as when it dilates, the hemiolymph from the pericardial sinus enters the heart through ostia. So, whatever is the hemiolymph, as the heart dilates, all the hemiolymph enters the heart through ostia. The heart contracts and ostia closes to prevent the backward flow of hemiolymph to the pericardial sinus, right? So once the heart contracts, ostia would close, that would prevent the backward movement of hemiolymph. Hemiolymph then rushes, since there's no opening, each opening leads to the next. So hemiolymph rushes anteriorly to the aorta in the head region, as there are no arteries present. The hemiolymph from the aorta rushes into the perivisceral, perineural sinuses, where it bathes the visceral organ, right? The hemiolymph then returns back to the pericardial sinus through the pores of the diaphragm to repeat the cycle, right? Contraction and relaxation of heart and the 12 pairs of muscles. Here you have these muscles that are holding this, right? These muscles are called as aliary muscles, regulate the circulation of the hemiolymph. The contraction of aliary muscles forces hemiolymph from the sinuses to enter the heart through ostia. And when the heart contracts, hemiolymph passes into the anterior aorta. So that's how circulation takes place in cockroach, right? So let's try to write this down. Open circulation in cockroach. In cockroach, blood circulation is of open type. Blood circulation is of open type. Right? Circulatory system consists of consists of one heart, B aorta, and C hemolymph. And finally the sinuses. So that's your circulatory system of cockroach. Now let's see each part of that. First, let us consider heart. Right? What can I say about the heart? The heart of the cockroach is present mid-dorsally in the pericardial sinus. Heart of cockroach is present mid-dorsally in pericardial sinuses. Right? It is present mid-dorsally in pericardial sinus. It is pulsatile. It is pulsatile, cubular, and consists of 13 inverted funnel shaped chambers. 13 inverted funnel shaped chambers with openings called ostia with valves. Ostia has valves. Right? That's the description of the heart of cockroach. Now, it extends from the thorax to the last part of the abdomen. It extends from thorax to the last part of the abdomen. Right? The first chamber leads into the first chamber leads into aorta in the head region. Right? The heart is neurogenic. As it is stimulated by nerves. Stimulated by nerves. Fine. So that's about the heart. Next, let's see sinuses. Now, what are sinuses? Sinuses are open spaces in which the blood. Sinuses are open spaces in which blood or hemolymph flows freely. Right? Now, there are three main sinuses. Three main sinuses. They are formed by the dorsal and ventral diaphragms. They are formed by dorsal and ventral diaphragm with microscopic pores through which hemolymph is transported. From one sinus to next. Right? Now, the three sinuses are A. The pericardial sinus, which is dorsally present with a heart. Right? Then you have perivisceral sinus, sinus is in middle with elementary canal. And the third is the perineural sinus. Which is present ventrally with ventral nerve cord. Right? Now, let's actually see how the circulation of hemolymph takes place in a cockroach. Circulation of hemolymph. Now, first it all starts from the heart. The tubular heart is pulsatile when it dilates. The hemolymph from the pericardial sinus enters the heart through ostia. Right? Now, once the hemolymph is in the heart, then the heart contracts. And ostia closes. Ostia close to prevent backflow of hemolymph to pericardial sinus. Fine. Then the hemiolymph rushes anteriorly hemiolymph rushes anteriorly to the aorta in the head region. Right? The hemiolymph from the aorta rushes into the hemiolymph from aorta rushes into perivisceral and perineural sinuses, where it bathes all the visceral organs. Fine. The hemiolymph then returns back to pericardial sinus through the pores of diaphragm to repeat the cycle continuously. Right? Contraction and relaxation of heart. Contraction and relaxation of heart, and 12 pairs of L-Array muscles regulate the circulation of hemiolymph. Regulate the circulation of hemiolymph. Fine. Contraction of L-V muscle. Contraction of L-V muscle forces hemiolymph from sinuses to enter the heart through ostia. Forces the hemiolymph from the sinuses to enter the heart through ostia. Right? When the heart contracts, hemiolymph again passes into the anterior aorta. Hemiolymph passes into anterior aorta. Fine. So that is how circulation takes place in hemolymph. Circulation of hemolymph takes place. Next, let us see the hemolymph in itself. Third part of the circulatory system. Now, what is hemolymph? It is colorless blood without respiratory pigments in cockroach. It is colorless blood without respiratory pigments in cockroach. Right? It has plasma containing amino acids and uric acid. Right? Hemolymph cells are of 7 types. Lymph cells are the 7 types of hemiocytes known as amoebocytes. Right? Hemiocyte functions as phagocytes, that is, they can kill the germs. Cytes function as phagocytes. Right? That is, they kill the germ, they eat away the germ using pseudopodia. Right? Now, what are the functions of hemolymph? It transports nutrients directly to the cells of the body. It transports nutrients directly to the cells of the body. Next, it works as a water reservoir for metabolic activity. It works as a water reservoir for metabolic activity. Right? It maintains hydrostatic pressure in the body. Hydrostatic pressure in the body. And amoebocytes act as phagocytes. Act as phagocytes. Right? So that was about the circulation of cockroach, right? So we'll stop this here for the day. Thank you very much.